Oh Lord. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the My Hero Academia Strongest Hero Beginner's Guide. With my most recent upload, which was the My Hero Academia Strongest Hero Experience, it made me realize how much I actually enjoy this game. And I thought, why not share it to everybody else? I've been playing the game for about 5-6 days at this point, I think. I've looked up tons of guides, tons of videos, read tons and tons of stuff, and I think I compiled a good enough guide that will hopefully make understanding the game a little bit easier. Let me just say as a disclaimer, this beginner's guide is just to cover the basics or the general overview of every single topic in the game. I'm not going to be covering everything super in depth. A lot of stuff in this game literally deserves like its whole own video to understand everything about it. But with the basic knowledge that I'm going to be giving you guys in this video, it should be more than enough to get you going as a new player. Also, let me just say too, I don't really ask for this a lot, but this video is going to take a while to make. I'm talking about quite a minute. So if you guys wouldn't mind hitting a like on the video if you find it informative, helpful, whatever the case may be, share it with your friends if you really enjoy it. I will deeply appreciate it. Also, you can subscribe too while you edit. So the beginner's guide will be broken down into multiple parts. I will be having each part timestamped in the description so you can skip to the exact part that you want. Or if anything ever seems like it's getting overcomplicated, you can save this video and watch it later and come back to the exact point you were at. So I know not everything I'm going to mention in this beginner's guide will be helpful for everyone, so I figured that would be the best way to do it. And the final thing I want to mention before we actually start talking about everything is that, guys, this video is meant to just be used as a reference. It's not saying that what I say is law or like the gospel. Play the game how you want to. So let's start off with some frequently asked questions, or FAQ for short. What kind of game is the Strongest Hero? Strongest Hero is an MMORPG, of course, featuring the My Hero Academia cast, and of course the world of My Hero. Not only is it an MMORPG that can be played with your friends and pretty much anybody around the world, it is also a gacha game. If you don't know what a gacha game is, you're in for a treat to say the least. The actual definition for a gacha game, or the way how Wikipedia describes it, is a gacha game is a genre of video games that implement the gacha mechanics similar to loot boxes in video games. Gacha games induce players to spend in-game currency to receive a random virtual item. Most of these games are free to play on the mobile market. Of course, you don't have to spend any money in this game. If you want to play it, you can play the game completely free to play, and it's not going to hurt you. Can I play with my friends? Absolutely, you guys can play together. It doesn't matter where you're at, where you are in the world, you can play together as long as you're on the same version. So for example, if you live in the US and your friend lives in the EU, y'all can't play together because you have the US version of the game and they have the EU version of the game. So that's like the only time that happens. But if you want to just be safe and want to make sure you can play with your friends no matter what, make sure everybody joins the same server so you don't have any complications. And by server, I don't just mean NA or EU, I also mean the actual server number. You don't want to be in server 9 and all your homies are in server 12. If you're more of a solo player and you're asking what server should I choose, pick whatever server you like. You want a more populated server, want a least populated server? I think I'm on server 39, but hey, y'all can pick whatever server y'all want to, it doesn't matter. Do I need to know anything about My Hero to play this game? No, you don't. Absolutely not. For one, they retell the story in-game through the story cutscenes that you can see. So if you've never watched My Hero, you can get some more context on it. But all in all, you don't need to know My Hero to play this game. Anybody can play it. It's a fun game. You're gonna have a blast in it. Should I use a guest account or reroll? I would not recommend using a guest account at the current time you're recording this video because guest accounts cannot link to Google, Facebook, or anything of that sort. I don't know why it's like that. Maybe they will change it later on, but for right now, I highly advise against making a guest account. If you want to reroll, you technically can, but I also wouldn't really recommend it. The only time I would recommend it is like if you really want a specific character, like for example, at the time you're recording this video, All Might comes out, I think in a day or two. So if people want to reroll for him, you know, go right ahead, more power to you. But this video is not going to be a guide on how to do that. You can look up tons of guides if you want to know for a fact how to reroll. And then finally, the big question that I know is asked every single time, no matter what gacha game it is this game free to play friendly? And if you log on to the game, you may not think it is because you get so many ads, battle passes, wanting you to buy this, wanting you to buy that. And it is kind of like, this is kind of turning me away from it. But let me tell you, you don't need any of that stuff to enjoy the game and play it. The only thing I would say that whales have over free-to-play players is that they have more characters they can use. Of course, everybody wants every character because everybody wants to play with every character. But I could see you getting extremely far in this game, possibly doing every piece of content as long as you put in the time and effort and you don't even have to spend a single dime. If you want to, you can. So with the FAQ out the way, let's begin. This right here, what you're seeing is the menus of the game. This is where you're going to be able to access events, story missions, daily trials, dungeons, all that type of stuff will be all from these menus. I'm going to go through each of them because I'm not going to lie, whenever I started, I was extremely overwhelmed by this because there was so much happening on screen that I really didn't understand exactly what each thing did. So first and foremost, we are going to start in the top left with our name and our BP. If you actually click on this, it will take you to your profile. You can set up your profile any way you like, the title that you want to represent, the characters you like. It will also show you how much progress you have in the current ranked PvP season. And it will also tell you exactly how much XP you need to level up your agency level. In the top right, we have our presents box, which you may think this is a gift box, but no, it's actually your login rewards. Here you'll be able to access any type of login bonus or campaign that is going on, which you just have to go in here and make sure that you claim these every single day. You have to manually do this. The daily sign in, make sure you do this. This is what you get for an entire month of signing into the game. Hero supply, this is where you can actually get stamina if you are playing the game during certain parts of the day. Sponsorship is a thing that I think everyone will have no matter what. I don't think this is actually limited to a time period. As you level up, you will get more and more coins and a bunch of other goodies. You have the battle recruit token, which is another milestone system. The special recruitment token is also very similar. And finally, we have this, which you may not have this depending on when you start. And this is the 1 million download celebration. You just come here and you sign in and you get the rewards. Next is the shopping cart. The shopping cart will take you to the mall and top up. If you're interested in spending money, this is how you spend money right here. And if you're interested in any type of supplies or certain exchanges and all that, go into the mall and this is where you can see all the stuff. This includes your actual shop, the weekly offers, the event shop, the night ops shop, the battle shop, and of course the buff shop. In the top right, you'll see these little like 2 paper sheets or whatever. This will actually take you to your agency goal tab. In here, you can see exactly what they recommend for you to do every single day and what they recommend you do every single week. On top of doing your daily target, which is a set of daily missions, your weekly target, which is the set of weekly missions. There's a lot more than this, but I've already cleared quite a bit. You have your level target, which you can complete this to even get more rewards. Hero rating, which is a challenge mode that you can do with every single hero you earn. And then you have the entrance handbook, which is just more rewards that you can get by completing certain objectives in game. Right under that, you have the map. The map will allow you to look pretty much at anything in the game, along with even accepting daily quests, so you can get even more XP. And there's another thing about this map, which is this right here. This actually represents your city level. The more prosperity you have, the more rewards you'll get, as you see. If you want to, make sure you're doing your dailies every single day so you can get this as high as possible. Of course, you don't really have to try to strive for this. This will pretty much come over time. Next in the bottom right, this is the university tab. This will allow you to access all of this, but we're not going to talk about this just yet. If you see the peacekeeping rewards, I'm pretty sure everybody will have this no matter when they start. These are just some incentives to go for as you progress through the game. You'll start getting these literally as soon as you start playing, as you see here, 1-1, and it will stop at 13.6, which is the current highest story chapter in the game. It gives you tons of summon tickets and everything, so definitely make sure you strive to clear the story as much as possible. If you click on the box right here, the internship season, you will have a hero trial assembly. This may be different depending on when you start. It may not actually be a Racerhead. It may be Bakugo or somebody else, but I would definitely recommend always trying to complete these whenever one of these is going on, because it can either get you a free character or tons and tons of shards for a character. You also have the trainee benefits, which I think is another thing that everyone will have as soon as they start playing the game. Make sure you do these because these will actually get you tons and tons of shards for the starting characters. And if you click on hero list, this takes you to the battle pass. Of course, this right here, the little chat box, you click on that, you're able to chat with everybody in the game. You click on this little person icon, this will take you to the agency assessment, emergency incidents, and joint operations. Now, this menu, which is where everybody gets confused, including myself, because there's just so much happening, but we're gonna take it slow. In the top left, you'll see your settings icon. You can change this to whatever you want to. Next is gonna be this little like paper plane icon. If you click on this, this will show you everything that is currently happening in the game. And you see right here, we have a clipboard or a little notepad with 3 bars on it. And if you click on that, you will see the current notices in the game. And then finally, this little mail icon right here. If you click on this, this is actually your gift box. This is where you'll get like anything that the devs give to the player base. This is where you'll come to accept. And in the top middle here with the lightning bolt red can, this is your energy or your stamina. Right beside that is your money. You're gonna need this for a lot of stuff in game. Then all the way on the top right is gonna be the hero coins, which of course is the premium currency in the game. If you look directly below that, you'll have solo. Pretty much to put it simple, the peacekeeping handbook is the story mode. The supply is pretty much your daily resource grind. Hero trial is how you obtain shards for free just by grinding. The night ops is how you obtain chips. The hero theater is the cinematic story pretty much. It allows you to replay different parts of the anime. And then Operation X is like a solo dungeon that you can do. If you look to beside that, that will give you co-op. Co-op will, of course, as it says, let you play any type of co-op event like agency assessment. This is pretty much a survival or endurance thing. You try to go as far as you can and get to the highest floor possible so you can get tons of rewards. Make sure you do this at least once a day or at least a few times times a week to make sure you can get all the rewards from it and all the gear. This is actually the main way how you're going to be farming equipment in the game. We also have joint operations. Joint operations allows you to get EXP cards for support cards, and it also allows you to get EXP materials for chips. And then finally, you have an emergency, which this is a daily thing. You can use your urgent assist, which will allow you to join another player's emergency quest, or you can do urgent handling to create your own team and do this. I recommend you also do this once a day because you can only do it one time, but it does give you a lot of good stuff. Next is Versus. This is the PvP tab. You will have Arena in here plus Super Co-op Battle. Arena is actually real-time action arena, so you will be playing against another player, not a bot. And Super Co-op Battle is the idle arena. This is actually going to be the main way you're going to be able to get tons and tons of hero coins. And you'll get these tickets too, which is used in a shop to buy various resources, which are resources you need to upgrade your skill trees. You also have Warzone Co-op, but we're not going to be talking about that because that's more of an alliance thing. You also have the time tab here, which is pretty much the event tab in any other gacha game. If you click on the hero tab, this is where you're going to be spending a lot of time because this is where you upgrade your heroes and view them all. And you can also see the heroes that you do not own. One day, Todoroki. But if you click on any of these characters, so for example, if I click on Deku here, this will allow you to upgrade resonance and affinity. And then under here, you have even more tabs. You have skill. This is where you can read what each skill does for your character. Next is the talent. If you click on talent, this is the skill tree system. Each skill tree is different for every single character. And there's tons of videos out there if you want to look up the most optimal skill trees, or you can just build the way how you want to. And this is the card tab. This is where you're able to equip pretty much worm prints if you've played Dragalia Lost. And these will allow them to get different passive. Of course, you can equip cards onto anybody, and every single character in the game has their own unique cards as well, or EX cards. Of course, EX cards are going to be the best for that specific character. So if you really want to go hard on that, make sure you try to get these at some point. Next is the chip category. This is actually a piece of gear that you can obtain by doing night operations. This is where gear sets and stuff like that actually come into play for every specific character. There is another thing of gear, but I'll have to show you that in just a second. Next would be the gear, which is the other gear that I was actually just talking about. If you come in here, this will allow you to equip different gear pieces onto your account. Now, the reason why I say account is because this doesn't work like other games. For example, you may think this gear piece is all on Deku, but no. Equipped gears provide bonuses for all heroes. Also, it is kind of weird too how they work this because you actually don't level up equipment. You can level up equipment, but it's not actually what you would do. What you'll be doing instead is actually going to enhance and leveling up the slot the equipment is in. There is another way to level up equipment if you want to be like really crazy, which is called modify, and this will allow you to actually modify the gear and +1 it all the way up to whatever rank it can go. Of course, the best thing for this is getting the higher level gear and the higher rarity gear. So purple and up would be the best. The higher rarity you go, the more BP and the more stats you'll get with the gear. As I said before, you level up the gear slots. You don't level up the gear itself unless you want to, but if you're leveling up the gear slots, only thing you have to do is click enhance, and you come into here. My advice to you would be get everything to the same level at the same time. So whenever you upgrade your headgear to 30, start working on your protection gear and upgrade this slot to 30, and then upgrade your gloves to 30, and then your capturing gear to 30, your belt to 30, your boots to 30, and then your communications gear to 30. That way you can actually obtain the different bonuses. As you see down here, if you click enhance, if you have 6 pieces of gear all at level 30. And I know it says pieces here, but it means the slots. As you see, all my gear slots are level 20, so I get all of these. But if I get them all to level 30, then I will get all these stats as well. Another thing to mention too about gear is that if you get a really god roll one, like for example, let's say this has tenacity and crit on it, but I wanted to change out one of the stats. Only thing you do is just click on this item, you click another item. Let's say I wanted this crit chance right here on this other headpiece. The only thing I have to do is click stats transfer, and it only costs me 2,000 cash to click this button, and this will transfer the crit that I have on my apprentice mask onto the other apprentice mask. Gear deserves its whole own video entirely, so I'm not going to be going too crazy in depth here, but that's pretty much the basis of it. And then of course the recruit tab, if you click on this is where you're going to be summoning for different characters. This is the default banner. Do not waste your gold coins on this. I'll tell you what to use your gold coins on in a second. This is the support card banner, which you can summon for support cards here. This is also where you'll be able to get the EX versions of certain characters' support cards. So for example, you can see you can select Deku, Red Riots, Todoroki's, Momo, it doesn't matter. This is where you will select what you want, because if you select that, then those are rated up in the banner. So I highly recommend doing this if you're using your tickets and you're trying to get a specific passive card. Next is this banner, which is called Charm of Creation. This is usually the event banner that will be going on at the moment. It will probably be different for when you start, but for right now, it's Momo on the global side of the game. Oh my god, dude, this thing never ends. You click the alliance button. I'm actually not in an alliance yet. I highly recommend that all of you guys actually join an alliance. Just make sure the guild is active. But getting into a guild will help you out a ton in terms of the rewards you get and everything. So I highly recommend that you apply for a guild as soon as possible. Like I said, look for more active ones than inactive ones because those are the ones that of course are going to help you. It's not going to be any good if you're in an inactive guild. Next is your friends list. This is where you can send friend requests and send stamina to everyone. Next is the dorm. Pretty much this is like the living quarters that you can customize and upgrade for your characters. You don't have to do too much with them, but I would recommend that at least trying to do the dailies in this so you can constantly get more furniture. And getting more furniture is going to increase the comfort level, which will make it to where these guys can go on commissions a lot more. And let's say you need to actually interact with an object. The only thing you do is you could just hold down on a character, pick them up, and then throw them on a piece of furniture, and then look at that, boom, it counts for it and it completes a dorm event. That's pretty much the basics of dorm. You can journey to other people's dorms and everything. Now you have commissions. Commissions is where you can send out your characters to actually go get different furniture and affinity items for you to use. So I highly recommend that you do this whenever you can. Next is your bag, which is pretty much your inventory. Finally, the last three. In the bottom left, we have archives, which this is where you can come in and see just a bunch of different stuff. If you click on combat archives, you can see all the different characters in the game that you fight. You click on collection archives, this is where you can find all the secret items across the map. And then of course you click on the character archive, this is where you can see every single character in the game. Next you have achievements. Achievements work like how they work in pretty much any other game. They're pretty much challenges that you can strive for to get rewards. And then last but not least is the rankings tab, which may be like as a free-to-play, you have no use being in here. But every now and again, whenever somebody accomplishes a new goal, everybody in the community actually gets a little bit because you can click this gift box up here and this will actually give you rewards whenever somebody clears a certain bracket, which is really good. Finally, we're done with the menus. I know that's a lot to take in. Like I said, if you need to take a break, take a breather, go ahead and do it. Now you know what the menus do, you know where everything is at, but now here comes the question, since you know how to navigate, what do you do or what should you be striving for as a new player coming into the game? Pretty much the only thing that I would recommend you guys do is if you have missions up here in the top right, make sure you're clicking on them and constantly doing your main missions. You can actually see what main quest you're on if you click the map and it will say main quest here. I'm actually currently level locked, so I can't get to level 31 yet, but once I can, I'll be able to go even further beyond in the story. You'll also have side missions here, which usually come up every so often. And I recommend doing these, but wait till you're out of stamina because these actually don't take any stamina to use. And that's pretty much it as a new player. Just follow what the game's telling you to do. Make sure you're reading some of it because some stuff is complicated and will make it to where you're not as lost in the future. But as long as you follow what the game is telling you to do, you should be perfectly fine. Another thing that you may ask me is, OP, should I summon on the current banners? And really that's more of a thing for you to decide and not really me. I would highly advise against summoning on this banner because this is the default banner, it's always going to be here. And you get tons of these hero tickets for free. You want to save your hero coins for other banners, like for example, these event banners. Of course, you wouldn't want to summon for Momo because Momo is actually in this default pool. So there's no point in really summoning on this one. Also, another thing to mention too, if you guys have played other gacha games, whenever there is a rate up banner and you're going for the specific S unit, well guess what? It's only that S unit most of the time. Usually there's not any other S unit featured on an event banner apart from the main unit. So that's actually a really good touch. Same thing to be said with the support banner. I wouldn't summon on this banner. I would only summon on event support card banners. The only thing I would do is use my tickets whenever I complete certain events and missions on this banner, because of course this is the default banner, the same as this one, and it's not like we're getting a different versions of these anytime soon. Hold up just a second. This future OP coming through. I'm deciding to actually record this part because I feel like the rest of this video is a little bit too detailed. I feel like I went into way more detail than I actually needed to for a lot of this stuff, because the rest of this video that I'm not even editing yet, there's still like 30 minutes of footage left. And I realized as watching through it and listening to myself talk and reading the script again, I realized I was saying way too much stuff that was probably just going to confuse people, or it was just way too much detail and I could have condensed it down to something a lot easier. So that's what we're going to do now. I pretty much done said everything that I wanted to say in this video regarding a new player or just basic tips. I've touched on menus, gear, support cards, and I've even touched on the summons. and some other basic tips that were scattered along in there. Like I said, there will be timestamps in the description, so make sure you follow them if you're confused or you think that you missed a certain part. The last bit of information that I actually really want to give you guys and really want to get this point across is not about the Aizawa event or the Eraserhead event. I know people are probably wondering how to do that, and they're probably watching this video hoping to get that answer, and I hate to break it to you, you're not going to get it. The reason why I don't actually want to talk about it in this video is because I kind of want this beginner's guide to be a thing that people can watch in the future, and if I make a specific part focusing on the Aizawa event, it's only going to be relevant for like a week, and then that part of the video is just completely irrelevant. So that's why I'm not focusing on it too much. Pretty much the basis is, if you can get Aizawa free to play, hey man, all power to you. There's tons of guys out there showing you how to get him free to play, so if you want to do that, do it. Like I said, I'm not going to be touching on it in this video. Hell, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get him, and I'm free to play. And I have 5 days left on this bad boy, and I only need to do 3 missions. So yeah, sorry about that if you were expecting it. I apologize. I hope you didn't watch the entire video up until this point, hoping to get something like that. Because if you did, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to waste your time. But now, I know the question that everybody's asking, because once you get to this part, more than likely, this is what you want to know. OP, how in the hell do I level up my agency level fast? I gotta get them. I want to get Aizawa. I want to get higher level. I want to get higher CP. I want to play PvP. I want to do all this stuff. Well, first and foremost, little Jimmy, calm down. Your BP doesn't matter in terms of PvP. I don't know if I mentioned this whenever I talked about the PvP section. I think I touched on it a little bit, but for PvP, it doesn't matter whatsoever. The only time your gear is actually factored in is in the co-op battles. Apart from that, regular arena PvP and ranked PvP, or point battle as it's called in global, does not matter whatsoever. What gear, what limit break your characters are, what actual level they are. Every single character in actual real-time arena is the same in terms of stats. Everybody is equal. But if you want to get higher level just to try to maybe get Aizawa, or to get something that you're going for, you're striving to get to a higher level before a certain point of the week, then this is what I'll tell you. The best thing you can do every single day is make sure you do your daily target missions that are located in your Academy Goals tab, and make sure that you are doing your daily missions that you can find on the map. And also side quests, by the way. I would recommend saving the side quest and the daily quest for after you have no stamina, because like I said before, they take no stamina. So you can always be making the most of what stamina you have, and make sure that it's constantly recharging. That's another big one. Make sure your stamina is always recharging. Never let that baby fill up. Always make sure you're using it on something, because that means that you're always making progress. And you may be like, oh my god, OP, this is like a no-life game. This is going to take me forever. Look, dude, I'm going to be honest with you. With the way how stamina is right now, you do 3 missions on anything, then boom, your stamina's gone. So don't even worry about it from that standpoint. Trust me, this is a game that you can take at your own pace. You don't need to like just rush through it or anything. Just have fun and play the game, man. That's really all there is to it. Apart from just doing daily missions, the only other thing you can do is use your stamina. So do story, do hero trials, pretty much anything that consumes stamina, and you'll get XP for it. You can also do Operation X. That gives you a little bit of stamina, and that one actually doesn't cost any stamina. But there's really no secret. Once you run out of your daily missions are going to be your biggest source of XP income. Maybe like, oh my god, I wish I could whale so I could get even further in the game. Dude, there's a cap on how much you can recharge your stamina. Trust me, everybody is practically at the same level right now. Maybe some people are a little bit further ahead, like 2 levels or so, but everybody who's been playing the game for the past week, we're all pretty much the same. We're all in low to high 30s. I'm telling you, it's tragic. And then the final thing that I want to touch on in this beginner's guide before I let you all go is what to spend your hero coins on. I talked about it in the summons, but I feel like some people may want to know my strategy about going through this game and how I'm personally going to be handling my hero coins, regardless if I spend money or don't. Because with All Might coming out, I ain't gonna lie, it's kind of tempting. Put it simple, this is how I'm going to view it. No matter if I spend money, no matter if I stay free to play for a long time, it doesn't matter. Right now, since the game is early on, I want to make a ton of progress in the game and make sure I'm constantly leveling up and try to get as high of a level as I can, at least in week 1. And also because I kind of want to get Aizawa or Eraserhead pretty freaking bad. My number 1 priority in terms of using my hero coins right now is going to be stamina refreshes. Yes, I am free to play at the moment. I have not spent a single dime on this game. I didn't even get the Uraka that you can get for 99 cents. I didn't even do that. That's how cheap I've been so far. Which may come off as a surprise for some people, because in other gacha games, it's like the biggest sin in the world if you use your crystals or you use your premium currency to refresh stamina. I personally don't think it's a bad idea. If you want to do that, you can, but if you don't care about getting Aizawa, you don't care about progressing super far in the game, don't even worry about it, man. Take your time and go through it as you would like to. Especially if Aizawa isn't like one of your favorite characters and you're playing the game more so just because, you know, you like My Hero, you want to just use your favorite characters, you want to save for them, then hey, by all means, do it. And I would probably stop refilling stamina once I get Aizawa. If I am able to get Aizawa before the event leaves, I probably will no longer use gold coins to refill my stamina, just to point that out there. And that's a big tip probably for the rest of the community too, is that right now that's why you constantly see every single content creator you watch talk about refresh stamina, refresh stamina. It's all for the Aizawa event. Once this event leaves, more than likely, we're not going to be refreshing stamina. You know why? Because we're already going to be at that level cap. So if My Hero decides to pull some shit like this again, we'll already be there. We're ready. So stamina refreshes is on the top of my list, but only for a limited time. It won't be here permanently. The next thing that I'm going to be spending my gold coins on, or my hero coins on mostly, is any type of pack that comes out that is limited to a specific character. So for example, what I mean by this is that let's say a Deku pack comes out where it's 500 gold coins for 300 limit break shards. That's what I mean whenever I say limited to a specific character. If it's like 30 shards for Deku or 50 shards for Deku, whatever the case may be, it's like 500 or 1,000 coins or something. To be honest, if I'm working on that character, I'm going to more than likely spend my gold coins on that, which some people may disagree with me on this, but here's how I see it. If I could spend my gold coins on that to kind of make the grind easier or make me be able to get this guy up to triple S or SS plus, whatever that max rarity is, I'm gonna do it just so it can make my life easier. Why not? Of course, there's nothing like this currently in the game, but there has been some certain leaks and everything coming out that is hinting at that type of stuff happening. So if that's the case, I'm already prepared for it in the future. It's gonna be really sucky though if they tie that behind a price tag, because yeah, I ain't buying it then. But yeah, I know some people may not agree with me on that, but I think, hey man, if I can get a selector box where I can get 30 shards of like any character I want for like 500 gold coins, in my opinion, that's completely worth. Like I said, you can agree with me, you can disagree, it doesn't matter to me, that's just how I'm personally going to do it. And the final thing is going to be the thing that I think most people are going to be saving for, and even including myself, is I'm going to be saving for mainly new units and new banners. More so time-limited units and time-limited banners. I feel like this is probably what most people are just going to do with their gold coins. They really haven't thought too much into it, they just want to save for certain banners, which, hey, in my opinion, it's perfectly fine. Now, this doesn't mean that I will summon on every single banner, because some people think if I say I'm saving for another banner means that I'm going to summon on the current banner. No. The way how I'm going to treat this game, and this is for me personally, and this is my Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia coming out of me, I will not use my gold coins unless I can pity the unit. That way, I, no matter what, am guaranteed to get the unit that I go for. That is the best way to do it, so you don't get disappointed. Trust me, after playing Dissidia, you will be disappointed if you have to pity, but that's how I'm going to handle it. I'm saving until I have enough for pity, which pity, I think I did the calculation, it's 25,000 gold coins. Which you'd be like, oh my god, that's going to be so much, but to be honest, you save for like a few weeks and you probably will have it. I'm really hoping to have that pity by the time Endeavor comes out, because I do want Endeavor, but if I don't, hey man, it's not that big of a deal, I'll just wait for him to come back. But OP, what? Hey, it's fine. It's not like I can't do something because I don't have him. I will say this game has not made me feel like that yet. I have not used a character and been like, you know what, if I had another character in this guy's place, I could breeze through this content. I haven't felt like that once yet. I feel like if you get really good with a character, you can do pretty much any PvE content like it's nothing. That's how I'm doing it. I know it's a little extreme, but that is how I handle my free-to-play currency in any game that has a pity or that is similar to this. Like I said, I'm only summoning unless I can pity. Which you best believe me, if I'm welling, I'm only welling if I can pity. But hey, hopefully I won't be having to well anytime soon. I don't know why I'm lying to myself, because more than likely I'm gonna want All Might because it's All Might. But that is how I'm gonna be handling it from now on. You guys can follow that if you want, but you don't have to. Do what you want, play how you want. After all, it's a game, we're all here to have fun. I could care less if you spend all your currency or you save up all your currency until freaking Dobby comes out. I do not care what you do. Just make sure whatever you do is gonna make you happy in the long run, man. Don't summon for a character if you don't care for him. Like imagine Stain comes out. Stain comes out, he's busted. But guess what? You don't like Stain. Okay, but you love Endeavor. Well, save and summon for Endeavor. Who cares what other people thinks? Who cares about meta at the end of the day? Just have fun and enjoy enjoy yourself. And guys, that is going to be it for this beginner's guide. Thank you all for coming out, man. It's been your boy OP. This video took way too long to make and way too long to edit. So if you guys have found anything informative or found anything that is helpful in this video, please leave a like for me, man. I worked really hard on this, and I hope in some way it helped you, because at the end of the day, I really like this game. I know this game has problems, but I feel like overall it's a really fun game. If you can get past all the problems and look at the good, because there's so much positive going on here, the game is so freaking fun. If you wouldn't mind leaving a like for your boy, I would appreciate it. If you like my content and you're brand new here, I would highly recommend that you subscribe. I plan on doing even more My Hero content in the future. This even includes possibly whenever Ultra Impact comes out. I'm more than likely going to be covering that. If you also follow the JP side of things, I'm really interested in that game coming as well. But thank you all again, man. It's been your boy OP. I don't know why I feel so celebratory for a reason. It's like I finally got done with this video. I'm going to go drink water in celebration. By the way, if you're new here, we do something special. We don't end the video with that peace or whatever. That's that normal shit. I apologize, but we end it with that. Last but not least, man, you guys already know. Don't forget to drink water.